Hi, good people, and welcome to yet another episode of Life Codes 254. And we are in the house. I'm your host. My name is Annette White, and I am joined, as usual, by.
I'm Writho.
And Harry, today we have a guest.
Yes.
Yet again.
Yes. Maybe she introduces herself.
Okay. My name is Wanyaka
Yes.
Yetuko,
Yes.
and I'm a PR consultant. The name of my company is Guhuza.
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 Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
What does
Very,
Guhuza
very
mean?
African, yeah.
I love it. What does Guhuza mean?
It means to connect. It's a Kenya Rwanda word. To connect, because that's what we seek to do.
Yeah.
Seek to connect, people,
Yeah.
to connect brands,
Yes.
to build relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, guys, stay tuned. We have a lot. Today we are talking about PR and all things PR. So, stay tuned. So, karibu sana, Life Codes 254, and we have a lot packed for you guys. We are bringing you guys information, we are bringing you guys things you can learn from, and I hope you can pay us.
Yes.
Even if it's in kind, by the way.
Kwa hii namba inapita hapa chini.
Sijui tuweke M-Pesa. click. But yeah, we're happy to be on set.
Yes.
Karibu sana, Wanyaka, and let's delve
Yes.
into PR
Yeah.
in the 254.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do not know what PR is, please sit down, chill, take a cup of coffee
Yes.
or whatever it is that you use.
Yes.
Usisonge hapo.
Yes.
We got you.
Good. And so, in the 254, I realized that there's a lot of a focus that is placed on people discovering who they are as a people, being self-aware. And when you're self-aware, you're able to build your brand. You're able to become your own person. And as soon as you have built your brand and you have become whatever, you have identified that thing that makes you tick, then the next logical thing is to have a sort of public relations strategy that will now project you now to the society that you interact with. And how you project yourself to the society is definitely why Wanyaka is here today to help us better package ourselves. And so Wanyaka, really, what is public relations?
Public relations is how you relate to the publics.
Yes.
Yes, I said publics,
Yes.
not public.
Why?
It is not a grammatical error
Uh-huh.
because in PR we call them publics.
Yes.
Yeah.
And publics in this case is pretty much everyone you interact with as a corporate, as an
Yeah.
individual.
Yes.
It could be media, it could be your employees,
Yes.
it could be the government,
Yes.
it could be
Yeah.
your investors.
Yes.
It's pretty much all your stakeholders.
Yes.
And being able to manage those relationships, build those relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, there's an aspect that you just talked about, because most people think PR is just about stuff that's happening out there. And
Yes.
yes, that's very correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there's also what you're doing within. That's not always in the public eye,
Yeah.
right? So there's image,
Yes.
building your image,
Yes.
a positive image
Yes.
for the public, and
Yes.
that's usually done through media, digital PR,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. And so basically, because the narrative is
Yeah.
PR, when you're told, now something has happened, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Kimeumana, it has eaten each other.
Yes. You're
And,
beaten.
yes, and that's when now you need to manage
Yeah.
and start now doing some PR,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So tell us, like, is PR just there to, when you know...
Damage
when,
control.
Yes, when it's all blazing, that's when now you come to just, put like a nice front
Yeah.
on it, or how do you start building it so that you don't get to that point
Yeah.
where, it's all now blazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's an aspect of PR. Because
Yeah.
PR is different things, right?
Yeah.
But what you're talking about is crisis management, crisis communications.
Yeah.
Now, are PR people called in when the forest is burning? Yes.
Yeah.
But there's different levels of a burning forest. You
Yes.
know, it can be like a tiny flame.
Yes.
You put it out
Uh-huh.
before
Yeah.
it becomes a big deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be a fire, but it's not raging. It can't be controlled. Then, of course, now there's the huge fire.
Yes.
Where you probably have to get choppers. Do we do that in Kenya? I doubt it. But yeah, you see?
We actually
Yeah,
do.
we are
growing.
Oh, we're growing.
Yes.
No shit to Kenya. Oh my gosh, I love my country. But yeah, that's where we are at. So when it comes to PR, there's that, what you've talked about. But just like I've said, there's many other things.
Yeah.
Now, usually what we do as PR professionals, actually some of those crisis communication strategies are drafted way earlier.
Yes.
Especially for people like airlines where it could happen. I've done some work for some airlines and some of that stuff is drafted way earlier.
Yeah.
Of course, it's usually a framework, a skeleton. How would you respond if this happens?
this,
or
yeah.
if this, different scenarios.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, that is part of our function. Sometimes it's not always on paper because you cannot always know what the crisis will
It's
be.
gonna be,
So sometimes you just have to like assemble a team
Yes.
there and then,
yeah.
to begin to figure out the crisis.
Yeah.
But I know this is gonna sound really weird, but being in the heat of the moment sometimes is fun when you have to think quickly on your feet, come out shining. It can be fun, but of course, no crisis is interesting. No crisis is fun. But yeah, it's part of our job. We're also here to clean up the mess.
I'm telling you. And so, what is you as a profession?
Yeah.
Most people group PR together with marketing. Yeah. I don't know. For one way or another, they kind of go together.
Yeah.
But what exactly is the difference between PR and marketing?
Okay, PR and marketing are related. PR and marketing go hand in hand.
Yeah.
But PR and marketing are also different.
Yes.
To not get too technical, let's say PR is earned and marketing is paid.
PR is earned.
Yes.
Marketing is paid.
Yes.
So
that's just a simple
yeah.
explanation.
Yes.
Okay.
But now let me delve a little deeper into what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So PR is more about, like, for example, when it comes to media coverage, for example,
Yes.
right? We're not buying space to shout about your brand, for example.
Yeah.
Now that's marketing. Yeah.
Yeah.
PR is more about relationships. It's more about using the media to probably influence something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's many ways, like I've said, that PR works. Like, for example, if you're dealing with government relations, right?
Yes.
You want to be able to work with government in a certain way. That's a PR consultant can come there.
Yeah.
You want to be able to work with your investors or influence your investors and investors in a certain way.
Yeah.
A PR consultant can be there, right? So that's the difference.
Yes.
Okay.
One is earned, one is paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're paying for it, it's marketing.
Great.
Yeah.
And so that,
I'm trying not to get too technical, right?
No, get as technical as you want.
Really? Are you sure?
Because we have different cadres of audience,
Okay.
all in different levels.
Okay.
And
A billboard is marketing,
yes,
right?
yes,
Because that's advertising,
yes.
right? A news story or a news piece or a feature piece is PR.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
It's a story. It's
yes.
We are trying to control a narrative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so actually it makes me remember a TED talk that I was just listening to, and it was actually delving into a story of a coach in the United States who was a really, really decent basketball coach. He'd get all the accolades, he'd get his team firing, getting great points like for the season. He'd win different medals for or guide his team towards winning a lot of medals. So in terms of his professional space, he was doing really well.
Yeah.
But now off his element, he'd find himself in very many bouts of negative public relations because he had outbursts, he had different weaknesses in terms of branding himself.
Yeah.
And so he ended up getting into problems with the law, getting into problems with different people, getting into problems with the board in the school. And this really affected him as a person. And so he decides, let me hire this young budding PR consultant who helped panel beat him and brand him starting, of course, with painting his good picture. Like, yes, we know this coach as a really decent coach. We also know him in terms of these outbursts. And because a lot of focus and a lot of the media and the society in general usually focuses on the negative. And so if you do not have a machinery behind you that is actually shouting about the positives, then the negatives will outdo the positives. And it is when now he hired this PR consultant that the PR consultant now could curate the stories that would go out about the coach. They'd have like a My Day with You session covering the coach's working space from morning till evening. How do you do this? How do you handle your day? And when this happened, and it was on print media, it was on video coverages, and people got to know this person wholesomely. It really changed his image, and not only that, it helped the team. And so it begs the question, you mentioned that there are different stages of public relations. You can come at the end when the fire is already raging and the forest is almost coming down, or you can start on as early as possible, have that PR consultant or have a PR strategy that best panel beats you from the word go, so that you don't have to fight fires way at the end. And so what are these other what are the stages that or what are the prescribed stages that one could actually engage PR in the entire life cycle of them as an individual, them as a brand, them as an enterprise, or even them as a corporate?
Okay. Well, you've brought up lots of aspects, so maybe let me start with the individual.
Yes.
PR for individuals, or what I think you're describing, which is crisis management, or trying to come against negative publicity.
Yes.
Well, that's what you described, which is put out the positives more than the negatives.
Yes.
But I'll be very honest.
Yes.
If I was your PR consultant, or that coach's PR consultant, I'll do the work, I'll put him on, I don't know, all the top media stations to try and clean up his image. I'll probably, have him go on all the digital platforms that there are. But I'll also have a talk with him and tell him, dude, you need to stop.
Tone down
your bad habits. Stop being a very explosive human being. Yes. Because you see, the thing is, PR will clean up your image. But PR can't also, if you're going to tackle the issue, start with the root cause. Right? Someone I know likes to say root cause. Probably a therapist. Anyway, let me keep going. Tackle the root cause, right? Tackle the root cause of the issue. And the root cause in this case is tone down your bad habits. Really, that's what it is,
So that you don't have constant reoccurrence. I mean, of course, that will mean I have less work and probably less pay. But really, that's how it needs to be handled. And it's the same message for corporates as well, right? Because, I mean, it's one thing to cover up stuff, right? But your best bet is to stop it from happening, right? So nobody ever wishes for a crisis or negative publicity. It's a nightmare for us professionals when it happens. And yes, we do prepare for it because it's important to prepare for it. In fact, if, for example, I'm to take on a corporate, now I'm coming to what you've asked, because you asked several things. So now, if I'm to take on a corporate, for example, one of the things that I would do is draft everything else. I'll do a PR plan for them. I'll probably do a deep dive to understand what it is they want, what their needs are, of course, before the PR plan. But I'll also do a crisis communications plan for them. And that's just imagining the different scenarios that would occur, for example, and how to respond, and who responds, and are they trained, for example, to respond, in terms of media. What's a corporate's policy when it comes to who speaks? When a crisis happens, How do you escalate it, And nowadays, crisis is not just like something that plays out in the traditional media space. Even the digital and social media space can cause a crisis. One negative comment can blow up and become one huge crisis.
We've seen many.
You've seen it, right? Right. So now those are some of the things that you will write in that plan. Like, okay, so if you have a negative comment on social media, how do you handle it? Do you, for example, respond immediately? Do you call them? Do you make sure you put that fire out fast enough? Is your digital team trained to do that fast enough before it blows up? How do you address such things, for example? And again, crisis communication has like a whole different branch of PR. But it's also, like I said, it's interesting stuff. It's challenging stuff, Nobody wishes for crisis, but it's fun when you're tackling it. I know that sounds so warped, but I think you get my point.
And I noticed, for example, since we are different cadres of people in this, for example, in the 254, these different cadres of people, you'll find that, you see, Annette, they always say that no publicity is negative publicity.
I'm telling you.
Publicity is publicity.
Yes.
And so
you take the wins.
Exactly.
The wins,
And so you'll find like musicians in Kenya. Before there's some that before they chuck a song and they want to hype it, they'll even choreograph a negative PR stunt. So that because everyone wants to feed on the negative PR and to know the shushushus of hey, who did what, and then as they're at that, the next thing you know, they've chucked a song. Are you saying that it's a poorly guided PR stunt?
It depends on who the target audience is. It depends on who are which industry you are in. There is absolutely no way out clutches for corporate. That is murder. You've killed that corporate, you know? I mean, you can't do such things with corporate. Of course, musicians are fair game. Why? Because they're in the entertainment world. I mean, I'm not gonna name names, but we know someone who absolutely thrives in publicity about women. You know who his new woman is, who he's impregnated. Like, I don't want to name names, but I think you get the drift, right? And they thrive on it. You know, they thrive on it. They thrive on clout. They thrive on bad publicity. It can happen. For some industries, it's okay. But you see, even with entertainers, there's a thin line, all right? Because remember, these entertainers need corporates, right? So of course, if you have too much scandal, with too much scandal, they might just stay away from you. So you need to balance it out. The PR stance, and that's okay.
But where do you draw the line?
You see, that's the thing. You need to know when to draw the line. You know, you need to know what hit you can take when it comes to negative publicity that you've created for yourself. You need to know that. And also, I feel like there's many other ways to generate publicity that's not
necessarily dramatic
or dramatic
abrasive.
You know, I feel and I'm also a big believer in, if your work speaks for itself, you don't need some of that stuff, to be honest. And like, for example, if you're dealing with a corporate, there's many other ways to generate PR that doesn't edge on negative publicity. Because for corporate, for example, negative publicity is a disaster. I mean, that's stuff that I would panic if my client got negative publicity, or even if not panic, it will be something undesirable. I would not advise artists to go on negative publicity, whatever. But I mean, we could draft a strategy for you, for example, and not just artists, but individuals, for example, or anyone else for that matter. We could draft a strategy that will still get you the buzz and attention that you want without edging on the negative, because that stuff can come back and bite you.
I guess someone said, what goes on the internet, the internet never forgets.
Exactly.
It never forgets.
It never forgets. So I mean, I see artists doing it. I'm not shading anyone. I really ain't. But That's them.
It is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is.
And so then, how can individuals, how can corporates leverage on PR to position their brands and to better put themselves out there, so that it's in a way that is helping the brand grow and not diminishing or making the brand deteriorate as you move on, because now, as you say, it's all about perception. It's all about what the public is seeing. So how do you leverage on PR to better position yourself as a brand?
Okay. First of all, maybe there's a misconception that PR is just for big corporates, and it's probably something that I was going to touch on a little later. But I think we need to expand our view on how we can use PR for businesses, right? There's a normal cut and paste for corporates. Okay, so they want to be on television, want to be on radio, so we'll do a PR plan. We'll do this, we'll do that. That's normal. That's the usual stuff, right?
No love lost.
No love lost, and no, and that's okay, right? But I feel like there's many other ways, especially small businesses, SMEs can think about PR, because yes, they may be able to get on TV, they may be able to get on radio, they may be able to have a piece done on them on the newspaper. And that's okay. They may be able to get on a blog, they may be able to get an interview with guys like you, digital PR stuff. But people always think PR is just media, and it's not always just media. There's many other things that PR can be, and from a very micro level to a macro level. Let me start with the macro, so I bring it down to the
granular.
To the granular. Use that one. Thank you. The granular. So if you're looking at macro, for example, it can be something as building relationships for market entry. Building relationships, for example, to be able to cross borders in your business. So maybe you're done with Kenya, and now you want to go to Uganda, right? So you could probably start building relationships, for example, with a company that would be able to help you expand. And it's not a partnership, it's not a merger, we're not going into that core business stuff. It's simple as it can be something as simple as I have something that you want and you have something I want. So it can be a barter. I mean, it can be anything really, but it's about building that relationship to be able to cross into that market.
And we've seen that
stakeholder relations.
We've seen that a lot, especially with our own Safaricom. Recently went to Ethiopia.
Although that's slightly different because that's slightly different. But I'm talking in terms of let me give you an example. For example, I'm doing work for a certain company, and one of the things that I've been tasked with is to be able to build relationships with stakeholders across different countries around the world. Now, for them, they're not looking to do a merger. They're not looking to do the deep business stuff where you have to trade or that sort of thing. They're just looking for people who can build their brand in those countries, right? So one of the things that I do for them, I don't want to get too much into detail, but one of the things, like for example, I do for them is help them get partnerships. For example, with different stakeholders in different countries, right? And manage those relationships to ensure that they continue being fruitful and they continue helping you, right? That's a macro level, but it can also be done on a micro level, right? Because you see, stakeholder relations is still a part of PR. Some people will take it separately, right? But it's still a part of PR. But it's the same way that we can get you coverage in Uganda, the same way we can get you coverage in Tanzania, Zambia, Zimbabwe, right? But it's the same thing that you can do for different publics. Remember, it's not it's public relationship, public relations for different publics.
Different demographics of
different audiences, people who are of interest to you and the corporate, that sort of thing. So if it's to the micro level, assuming you're selling jewelry, maybe you're selling African jewelry, for example, right? Perhaps there's another jewelry shop in the United States that, yes, you may be a small jeweler in Kenya, consider yourself a small jeweler in Kenya,
but you could very well find ways to be able to cross over into the US with your product.
Yes.
Yeah.
And all you probably have to do is do a barter. Tell her, send me some of your jewelry, and I'll send you some of my jewelry. You can figure out the nitty-gritties in between how you both make profit.
Yes.
But maybe my interest is to grow my brand in the US, right?
Yeah, capture that market.
Yeah, so perhaps the point there is, for all the earrings I send you, make sure they have branding, my telephone number, my email or something. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be another jewelry shop. It could be a complementary service that's not competing with you.
Yeah.
That's the PR side, stakeholder relations, for example. And there's many other things. You can get creative around PR. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. It's not just standard. It's not. Yeah, it's not too. Don't put it in a box. In terms of how you need to do PR for your business. But then again, like I say, PR and marketing go hand in hand. Sometimes it's hard to separate the two, even if they're distinct. I don't know. Have I made sense?
A lot.
Yeah, oh my God.
And I liked when you touched on the micro, the granular level marketing, and so it begs actually the next question that we wanted to tackle, which is basically, is PR prescribed only for big budget corporates, or is there a way that even small growing enterprises or individuals can brand themselves using PR to be able to set themselves apart and to be able to really groom that growth that they are craving for, that they are looking for?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes.
PR is not just for big budget corporates. And you see, the thing is, any small company doesn't have to remain small, and you don't have to think small. Actually, it may be strategic for you to not grow too big, because that too can be a strategy for corporate or for a small business to remain small. But you don't have to be, because you see, small is many things. Small can be a tiny number of staff, but you're big.
Yeah.
You could have a lean staff, but you're pretty big. You could be in many countries, but you're still relatively small. Yeah, you get my point.
Yeah.
But you can think big. It can be small business, big strategy. You don't have to think, that's just for the big corporates. No, aim high. And PR, again, just like I explained, for example, the whole thing of me wanting to probably cross over into the US. And I'm selling jewelry, for example, African jewelry. I could look for a business that will benefit from my kind of thing, and a business that will benefit from my kind of thing, and we'll figure that out. How to both build our brands in different countries, for example, that sort of thing. So it's not about big spenders or big corporate or big budgets. Just be creative about it. For example, if it comes to media relations, you could know someone who works in the media. Just tell them, ask them if they can hook you up with an interview.
But essentially, have a plan. Have a plan. Put PR in your plan.
Yes, it's very important to have a plan. Yes, because we write PR plan, but it's important to have a plan. Have a strategy down on how to grow your PR and marketing and everything related.
Interesting. So, Guhuza Group.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you guys are, who are like your main target clientele that you help position, that you help manage their PR for, so that they're looking at in the eyes of the public as this big corporate. So and I like the strategy for small company, big strategy.
Yeah, you have to think big.
Yeah, so you don't have to be big. You just need to look to appear big.
It's not even so much about appearing big.
Yeah.
Just dream, be ambitious. Know. Don't say I'm small, I can't be on TV, or I'm small, I can't be in the paper, or I'm small, I can't cross borders. No, just think big. Have a strategy for it. Have something in place.
Great, Annette. Great stuff. Yeah.
I would say small companies. right now we're in the government of Hustler Nation.
Yes, bottom up.
Bottom up.
Yes.
And the narrative that is really there right now is the Mwananchi, is just doing the best they can where they are to just make something, not necessarily going into employment.
Yes.
People are just, I have this idea, I have this amount of shillings, let me start something.
Yes.
Yeah. In your position, do you accommodate such people?
It's a yes and a no. It really depends on what the goals are, right?
Is it because you want to butter your bread, or what's
I'm not like that. Hakuna pesa kidogo. Hey.
my coins.
I'm not like that.
Really?
No, I'm not like that. But the thing is, it really depends on your goals, right?
Yeah.
Because you may not even need a PR consultant yet.
Yes.
Probably all you just need is a very good digital strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I've actually told clients before, sorry, but I feel like this is not where I'm needed, at least not now, right?
Yeah.
Probably what you need to do is get a digital marketing expert.
Yes.
What you're looking to do is grow your business, right?
Yeah.
Because you see, PR has a role, but marketing is extremely important, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking to make profit. So get a digital marketing.
Yeah.
Again, it all depends on your goals. What are you looking to do?
And where you are as a company.
Yeah, yes, and where you are as a company and where you are as an entrepreneur. But what I was trying to say earlier is just don't think you're small. Like, yes, you can be small, but you can dream big, right? I mean, most of the big corporates started somewhere, and they were all small, right? Some I know started in a garage. Again, I'm not naming brands, but even if you're starting small, have a strategy to grow and be big, and know, okay, at this point, now I need PR.
Yes.
Because at this point, it may be irrelevant for my business,
Yeah.
which is true. It may be irrelevant for your business.
Yeah.
You see, because again, we're not relevant in all areas of business, right?
Yeah,
and when I say, okay, not all areas, all stages of business, right? Because probably all you have to do in the beginning is start the company. In fact, don't even think too much about it, right? Start the company, start moving it,
Start putting structures.
Put structures, then figure out the company, because you may have had this idea, but then you realize as you're moving along, this actually works better, right?
Yeah.
Do all you can and then keep growing. So you say, okay, now I need to I figured out what it is I want to do. I've put down the structures. Now we have to start making more money. It's extremely important that we begin to make money. So that's not my job per se. It could be. Look, it could be, because I say PR and marketing go hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
But here we're discussing what PR for small businesses, right?
Yes.
So you can invite me, and I may have a role.
Yes.
There's something I may be able to do for you.
Yeah.
But perhaps at that point, it's not me you need. You probably just need, for example, a small business, a really kick-ass. Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Just in life codes 254. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, you just need a really good digital marketing plan, right? And you probably need to put in money in FB ads, Instagram ads, that sort of thing. Probably work with a few influencers in the beginning, that sort of thing. But all I'm saying is have a plan for your business. Yes. And if you come to me, I'll look at what your needs are
and
hear you out, and then tell you, okay, I think this is what you need. I think this is what you need. I think kind of like when you go to a doctor, and I'm not a doctor. I'm not even equating myself to doctor.
No, you are
a doctor in
relations doctor.
I'm a doctor in relations.
In relationships.
No. I'm a doctor in relations with publics. I got it. I'm a doctor in relations with publics.
With publics. I like that.
So the thing is, if you come to, if you go to a doctor, for example, you may go to a GP, right? Yes. And they tell you,
I think
general practitioner.
Yes.
Please see GP cutting.
You know, if you go to a GP and the GP tells you, I think I now need to refer you to a specialist, you know, in whatever field, you know, a cardiologist, for example, or something, right? Yeah. So it's the same thing. I mean, I know it's the same profession, but for me, you may come to me and I tell you digital marketing, which is also something we do. I tell you, okay, what you need right now is digital marketing. But you may come to me and the forest is burning, and I tell you, okay, good, now I'll roll up my sleeves, let's get to work, you know, that kind of thing. You know, you may come to me and tell me, I just want people to know our business is legit. So give me a couple of newspaper interviews, give me a couple of TV interviews, and I'll be like, let's do that, you know. And that's not really about the size of a corporate. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm also a small business owner. I mean, I am in the SME sector. I don't want people to think I can't do PR. That's incorrect.
Oh, interesting. So it is to inculcate different tools and different facets of the marketing mix.
Yes.
And then now couple it up with now good PR.
See, you know my job. That's it. Yes, because you see, the thing, in fact, now what we do is called integrated marketing communications, right? Yes. Meaning you employ different, what you just talked about, different things. I'm trying not to get technical, people. I know my stuff.
Yes.
I know my stuff.
You just want to relate
but
with the general
public.
I
do not want to sound like I'm trying to relate, because even you guys, if you came and talk to me about your professions, I'll float.
Yes.
So
no, but if they want more, they can get in touch with you.
Yes.
We will give you the plug. With the plug.
Yes. Please come. Please give me the shout. But when it comes to what we do nowadays is integrated marketing. If you're looking at a brand from a holistic perspective, right? Yes. They don't just need PR, they need many other things, right? To be able to grow their brand to the level that they
organically.
Organically or not, you know, like you just need different things.
What will work?
PR is one of them, right? But there's others. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
Wow. And so, how can they reach Guhuza Group in this whole story? So, if you see, we are in this state of depression right now as an economy, where people are all about cost cutting and many of them would think like, hey, well, let me just focus on my sales. Let me focus on the key operational points of my company. Then if the budget allows, maybe next year, but one is when I would want to venture into it. Do you advise them to still just have it as an integral part of their plan, of their strategy? Or can PR wait for the heavens? And what does Guhuza Group now? How does Guhuza Group help this person or this corporate to have chewable chunks in managing their PR?
It's a case by case thing. I will not always tell people to wait. Sometimes I may. Sometimes I may not. So it's really a case by case basis. If you come to us, then we'll look at your business or what your needs are, and then now decide and tell you, okay, this is what you need. Because as much as we do PR, there's several other things that we also do around the marketing communication space. But of course, PR is my passion, and that's where I thrive. The rest, I'll be honest, I give other people to do. But if you come to me and you want PR, you'll most likely be working with me as your consultant.
Wow. Annette, how about that?
Amazing. That's amazing stuff. And what would you advise a young person who's out there thinking, can I earn from this? Do I just need to go and do pharmacy, medicine, be a pilot somewhere? Because I hear those are paid more. What would you advise that person who is passionate about being out there, forming those relationships and just creating those relationships? Actually, what would you tell them about the industry in terms of PR?
Please. You're welcome. And things are now changing so fast. I mean, now we have AI.
I mean, who knows what this industry will look like 10 years from now.
The Internet of Things.
You know, IoT. I mean, there's so much. So, yes, for any young person who wants to come into the industry, you're most welcome. I mean, most definitely. There's space for everyone.
And how can they reach Guhuza Group?
Okay, they can email talk to us at guhuzagroup.com. That's our email. Talk to us at guhuzagroup.com.
Talk to us. So you'll see the link in the description below.
Yeah.
And wow, y'all better reach out because there's great stuff right there. And Guhuza Group, coming from the Kenya, Rwanda, setting up in Kenya, I'm sure you have your sights set for Africa.
Definitely. I can come here and just talk about small company, big strategy, and I ain't doing it. Yes.
You live it, yeah?
Yes, I'm living it. I'm definitely living it. You have to, I mean, there's nothing else. Because also, you see, the thing is, and maybe this is something I learned earlier on.
Yes.
Because I've been an entrepreneur for a really long time.
Yeah.
I have started businesses and businesses have failed.
Yes.
Which is fine.
Yes.
It's the normal trajectory of being an entrepreneur and growing in business.
Yes.
But I feel like some of the mistakes that I made earlier on were starting small. That's not a mistake. Starting small is not. Starting small is not a mistake.
Yes.
There's no other way
Yes.
to start but by starting small.
Yeah.
Of course, if you have people bankrolling you, yay. But I started small. But I think one of the mistakes that I made was I was not strategic in terms of how I wanted to grow, right? And I know as an entrepreneur, sometimes you're fighting fires every day of your life. In terms of every day of your entrepreneurial life, like 9 to 5. In fact, you probably work long hours.
Yes.
You're just fired. So sometimes it's hard to stop and think strategically.
Yes.
But I feel like those are some of the mistakes I made earlier on in some of the businesses that didn't work. And that's why, for me, when I say small company, big strategy, is something I'm genuinely keen on and something that I'm doing myself and something I wish I probably did when I started out then. So it's important to look at those things.
Wow.
So essentially walk the talk.
Walk the talk.
Yes, I am. I have to.
I like what a friend of mine who's a HR consultant says. You'd rather make a wrong decision early on than to make the right decision too late. And so there's that balancing act. Wow. And so Annette, I think there's a lot of learnings here that
I think we cannot exhaust it.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Do you do trainings? Do you do consulting before getting into it, where you advise the client?
Definitely. I'm open to consultancies.
Allah.
I am open.
Yeah.
Okay, let me stop. I mean, if you come to me, I will definitely look at what it is you need. Right?
Yeah.
We'll have a session. It could be on a big. There are corporates who don't even need. Sorry, there are corporates who come to you and tell you this is what I need, and that's perfect. Perfect.
They already know.
And that's good. They're like, Wanaka, this is all we want. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll deliver. The brief comes ready. There are no questions. There's no soul searching. Sorry,
soul searching.
There's nothing of that sort. They already know what it is they want. They know their stuff. They even have internal comms people in to be your bosses and tell you, okay, make sure that is done and that is done and this is how we want it done, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. But there's also other businesses who come and they're not 100% sure what they want or need, and that's fine. We welcome everybody wholeheartedly. Come, big, medium, small.
Yes. Come, y'all who are
come
heavily PR.
And even if you do not know you are in need, just come.
Just come. Let's talk. See, that's why it's talk to us at guhuzagroup.com. Just talk to us. Then we will talk back at you. Yes.
Not talk at you, but talk to you and
talk to you. I was like, there's something off with that back card. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but you get the point, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Annette, where can they reach us in our socials?
Our socials are Life Codes 254 on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Life Codes, that is LIFE. The codes is CODES 254.
Wow. And what are our personal handles?
Mine is Annette White. Of course, I am on all socials. Please find me at Annette White. That is ANNETTE and White, the color white. And I am happy to be your host.
Great. And Harry Writho. And Harry Writho is HARRYWRITHO. And get me in all the socials. And we look forward to giving you good content every week, to making you be that tad bit better as we do life together. Yeah, Annette?
Yeah, and if you have any questions related to PR, we are going to put the contacts of Wanyaka on the comment section. You can reach out to them and get your brand going, get your business going, get the right advice, get the right consultation. Yeah. And this has been Life Codes 254 with our PR.
Yes, with our PR consultant. Guhuza Group.
Yes.
Signing out. And we'll see you
in the next episode. Cheers.